In this video, you will learn how to install both the IntelliLink Setup and IntelliTeam Designer software. Before we begin installing the software, verify that you have adequate admin rights to install and run both applications. Let's get started. For this tutorial, I will use the IntelliRuptor installer, but the IntelliLink Setup software can also be installed using one of the 6800 or IntelliNode product installers. Locate the installer and then double-click it. If necessary, type your admin username and password to proceed with the installation. The main installer menu will list all of the available installer components. Let's go down the list. The product screen sets allow compatibility between the IntelliLink Setup software and the various device types and firmware versions. Each product installer allows you to install multiple product screen sets in case you have controls with more than one firmware version. The next item is the actual IntelliLink Setup software. Only one version of the software can be installed on your computer at any given time. So if you choose to update to the latest version, the installer will automatically uninstall the older version before the new installation begins. Since the IntelliLink Setup software is backwards compatible with older product screen sets, it is recommended to always have the latest version installed on your computer. A software screen set compatibility chart can be found in the IntelliLink Setup software installation guide located on SNC's website. The curve library installs the protection TCC curves used by the IntelliRuptor fault interrupter. Since the 6800 controls or IntelliNode interface module don't use TCC curves, the curve library isn't available in the other product installers. The next two items, the Link Start and Wi-Fi module firmware, allow local Wi-Fi connectivity with SNC controls furnished with a Wi-Fi module. Make sure that the latest version is installed to ensure compatibility with the latest Wi-Fi adapters available in the market. WaveWin is an application used to view waveform capture files triggered by the IntelliRuptor. This option isn't available in the other product installers. You also have the option of installing IntelliLink 4 in case you still have 5800 controls and older IntelliCap controls on your system. The installer also allows you to install sample files to a user-specified folder in case you don't have write access to the default folder where these files are installed. Sample files are used to view typical device configurations and adjust device settings offline. We're now ready to begin the installation. Select all the necessary components. For this training, I will select all except for the IntelliLink 4 application. The first question the installer may ask is which version of the product screen set to install. I will only select the latest version, but as mentioned earlier, more than one version can be installed. Once selected, click OK. You will need to click on Install again to reinitiate the installation process. The IntelliRuptor Setup wizard will appear. Click Next to proceed. Please use the default destination folder, otherwise the software will not function correctly. And then click Next. Then click Install to begin the installation. Once complete, click Finish. Next, the IntelliLink Setup wizard will automatically launch. In addition to IntelliLink 6, which is compatible with the latest firmware revisions, the installer will also install IntelliLink 5 on your machine in order to obtain compatibility with firmware versions 3.5 and older. Click Install and then click Next. Then click Install to begin the installation. Once complete, click Finish. The IntelliLink 6 Setup wizard will then appear. Click Next to proceed. Make sure the PowerShell execution policy is enabled on your computer before you continue with the installation. Otherwise, certain IntelliLink features may not operate as expected. Click Next, select English or French as your preferred language, and then click Next. Keep the default folder and click Next. Then click Install to begin the installation. Once complete, click Finish and then click Close. Next, the Curve Library Setup wizard will appear. Click Next and then Install to proceed. Once complete, click Finish. The Link Start Setup wizard will appear thereafter. Click Next, keep the default folder, and click Next. And then click Next again to begin the installation. Click Close when complete. The Wi-Fi Firmware Setup wizard will then appear. Click Next and then Next again to begin the installation. Once complete, click Close. Finally, the Wavewind Setup wizard appears. Click Next, keep the default folder, click Next, and then Next again to begin the installation. Once complete, click Close. To verify that all desired components are installed, compare the Versions to be installed column with the Versions currently installed column in the main Product Installer window and make sure they match up. You should also see 3 new icons on your desktop titled IntelliLink, IntelliLink Offline, and Link Start. These shortcuts will also appear in the Start menu under the S&C Electric folder. The shortcut for the Wavewind application will be located in the Soft Stuff folder. At any time, you can uninstall these applications by going to Control Panel, Programs, and Uninstall a Program. Or by selecting any of the currently installed applications in the Product Installer and then clicking Install. Clicking on Uninstall will uninstall the application completely. Installing the IntelliTeam Designer software is much easier. Locate the IntelliTeam Designer Setup executable file and double-click on it to launch the install. The initial screen will list the software version and release date and ask if you wish to install IntelliTeam Designer. Click Yes to continue. This will launch the IntelliTeam Designer Setup wizard. Click Next to continue. Click Next again to begin the installation. If necessary, type your admin username and password to proceed. During the installation, a window will appear with additional installation instructions and system requirements. Please read and then click Next. Installation is now complete. Click Close to exit out of the installer. Similar to the IntelliLink Setup software, you can uninstall IntelliTeam Designer using Control Panel or by launching the same installer and selecting Remove IntelliTeam Designer when prompted. If you're having problems installing these software applications, please open a support case or give our support center a call. Your software is now installed and ready to be activated.